Welcome to I See You, a podcast where we know that human connection restores mental health and resilience. I'm your host, Julie De Jesus, and I see you. Let's be friends. Welcome to another interview on the ICU podcast. We're so excited to have you. I am especially excited to have a friend here as we continue these conversations all about how human connection really is the key to restoring mental health and resilience. And today I have my friend here to have a conversation with Lyndsey V. Welcome to the podcast, Lyndsey.
Hey, Julie. Thanks.
Hey. In our world today, do you ever feel like real, authentic human connection is becoming less of a certainty and more of an anomaly? Well, good news. It doesn't have to be that way. I'm Julie De Jesus. I'm a keynote speaker, an author, and a corporate trainer. I speak all over the country about how to utilize human connection to improve mental health, resilience, and even work performance. If you know a group looking for a speaker, you can contact me at julie-dejesus.com. Lyndsey, tell us a little bit about your world, your life.
Well, I'm a corporate speaker and trainer, but I got into this because my background was all about living this mask, honestly. I lived a lot of my life, felt very alone. And a lot of life was this kind of struggle to achieve, to look good, to kind of create a life that I didn't have because I felt like my life was failing. And it was a really, really disconnected life. And
why do you feel like your life was failing?
It's interesting. I look back. I was convinced of it. I think from a young age, I thought a successful life looked like happiness. It looked like being productive. So when I wasn't happy, when I didn't feel productive or efficient, and the struggles that we all have in life, I thought it must be failure. Like I must be doing something wrong, or I'm struggling in my marriage. I felt alone, so that must mean I'm wrong, right? I didn't realize for so many years, like, that's this life, that's what it is. And so instead I thought, I better hide whatever this is, whatever's going on, like, I just can't let anyone find out, you know? And it started this thing of achieving and chasing things and money and things that I thought would make me successful, looking good, acting like life was fine, you know? Smiling when I wasn't happy. And it just got exhausting. And I had gotten to a spot with all of that of just being completely, anxious, non-functioning. And honestly, there wasn't much left to lose in the state I had gotten to from all of the chasing. And I was just tired. And at that point, things started to shift that were stuff we're talking about. And that's kind of where I got now, which is about 12 years later from all of that.
So I know you and I have had some conversations around the idea of postpartum. What role did that play? And you have, how many kids? Do you have 4?
So I have 4.
Yeah. 4 kids. And I know your husband, we played pickleball together this morning, which was very fun.
Talk about connection.
Oh, the best. So fun.
Yeah.
What role did the whole motherhood play into this? What was the timing like with having babies and all of that?
Yeah, it was, so my oldest is almost 18, and with each of my 4 kids, I had a postpartum depression, and if people haven't experienced that, for me, it was just this total loss of who I am, of my life, of just being able to even like function or get up, or it was just like one day I'm fine, one day I'm lost, and just like couldn't stop crying. And
this is right after having the baby?
Right after having my oldest.
And for how long would it last?
That went on for 18 months. And
did you take medication for it or anything?
Each of my children, I did.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And with each child, we thought, oh my gosh, we've heard about there's a new medicine. There's this new thing we're going to try, this new therapy, and we would get so excited, like this time it's not going to happen. And every time it was like clockwork, like one day after having the baby, just this total crash. And honestly, like looking back, I don't know what I would have done without the connection that I found then. It was my sisters, it was my mom. I have a younger sister who, she's 10 years younger than me, and she would just show up like day after day. And I look back at like all the important pieces of my life, or the saddest times, or even just the times I was trying to figure something out. And it's like, she's like, hey, Lyndsey, and I'm here, and what can I do? And like time after time. And I thought, like we say all the time, oh, it makes all the difference in the world having someone like that. But like literally, I think of my life, like with her and my mom and sisters and without. And it's like, it wouldn't even be my life. It wouldn't even be, you know, the same. Them showing up, it was like, it didn't take it away. I mean, it was a year and a half of being miserable, but somehow I'm like, I am not in it alone. Like they're in it with me, and like nothing is going to be too dark for them. And just even just sitting there, right? That teeny bit of connection, it just, I don't know, it was priceless.
Do you think there's a piece in here of the connection feeling extra, bringing extra relief because they are also women who have a shared experience with that maybe? Or not necessarily?
It could be. And my sisters hadn't had children yet either. I think it was especially that level of like, these are people who will love me as I am. We had invested, we had built the relationship of
before any of this happened.
Yeah. It's
so
those people that like, they could say anything to you
Mm-hmm.
and you wouldn't be offended because you know it comes from love. So I could let down, right? And that's when real connection happens for me, when we can just be who we are.
Yeah, just be super authentic, not have the mask on. Because living with a mask is so exhausting.
I can't even believe how tiring. I just am convinced there's no way to really to feel joy and energy with that. It just sucks and sucks it.
Agreed. Well, and I feel like Brene Brown, I always saying Brene Brown these days because I feel like she's become so pop culture that people don't always like listen as carefully. I'm like, no, but there's a reason she's gotten to where she has, because there's a lot of truth here. I have a therapist that whenever I bring her up, he always like, he's like, oh, what did Brene Brown say now? I'm like, but it's true.
Yeah.
But she talks about this idea of belonging in Braving the Wilderness, which I love. And she talks about how do you, I don't know if she says it this way. This is how I've interpreted it and the way that I regurgitate it in my words. It's like, how do you ever truly belong if you're not actually showing up as you? Because you'll always be questioning inside, but if they really knew this about me, maybe they wouldn't want me around. And so you have to belong to yourself first, right? There's that piece of self-acceptance. But then with other people, I feel like there's got to be, not everybody, some people we don't share everything with, right?
Yeah.
Because there are things that are special that are only for certain people. But I do think there's a piece of, if you don't show who you really are and be honest and take off that mask, how you're always going to question, would they really accept me if they knew these things about me? Which is why I think transparency is so healing and important.
I mean, you put it totally to words. I think all of us, we have those pieces. Like if someone knew this about me, and even just having a few people where we can truly say all of that.
Yeah. Because that's where shame builds. The shame is like, oh, I need to cover this up. I need to hide this.
Yeah.
Because if anyone knew, then maybe this experience and this exchange wouldn't be the same.
Yeah. And we somehow think that we're going to become like better, or at least for me, or like I'm going to have more worth if I just run from this and prove it's not true. And it feels so counterintuitive actually facing it, looking at all of that, because it feels so yucky, right? And then that's where all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel my real confidence, my real worth, because I'm looking at the things that I thought made me so flawed, right? And we always hear like, just be positive or don't focus on that negativity. And for me, sometimes I need those moments of like, pour into the negativity. Look at all of it. Like the stuff that is like, I shouldn't say this. I'm like, keep digging where I shouldn't say.
Yeah.
Right? Where I shouldn't be. And then there's the freedom.
And it reminds me a lot of experience I know I had in therapy, especially early on, where I'd be talking and then it's like the point where all of a sudden I fall apart over the simplest thing, and I wanted to pull away from that. And I feel like that's where the therapist is like, okay, let's lean into that and talk about that, because that emotion is coming from somewhere. And there was this like natural part that's like, no, I don't want it. But it's like, no, that's the part that actually we're not just gonna touch it, we're gonna unpeel that completely and expose it and bring it to light so it's not so scary.
Yes, that's where the gifts are. In the scary, like in the basement of our lives, in the stuff that seems like we don't want to look at that at all. And
Yeah.
then that's where we find ourselves, because
Yeah.
it's just like you were saying, like we have to be able to see it ourselves and feel belonging in ourselves. And how do you do that? You do it by looking at it. You do it by facing it.
Yeah.
Then you can, for me, that's when I can find belonging with others.
Yeah, totally. And you become more relatable. Now, I think I'd be interested to know your perspective, because there is a piece of wallowing in hard for long amounts of time that's no longer productive. And while we love everyone, I'm sure we've both been around people before that it is overwhelming their focus on the hard.
It is.
And that it's draining, and it's like there's not a progression from the hard. So if we say, because some people push back on me in this kind of messaging of, you just want to focus on the hard things. Why are you always, why I want to focus on the bright things in life. Why talk about the hard? And it's like, I get where they're coming from, because I have known people like that I feel like, man, all you do is focus on the hard. So how would you answer to that?
Totally.
So what's the balance
I totally get
there?
what you're saying. In my mind, it's the in-between. It's the fence sitting of, oh, I'm going to try to be positive, but I'm feeling all of this negativity. And I feel like it's when people are willing to actually authentically dive all the way in. Like, I'm going to look at all of it. I'm going to be in it. I'm going to face it.
But not to stay there.
Not to stay. And I feel like that the wallowing comes from the pressure build, right? The weight on your chest. I talk about it as moving forward with like lead weights that are pulling you back. That's actually another form of avoiding. And I feel like some of the most, quote, negative people I know are avoiding because it's built. And so they're stuck because they've never gone through that bubble. But like I use the Black Book, or some people run, some people in therapy, you're breaking through that bubble, you're releasing it. So the pressure's gone and you're not living in that built-in space as kind of a visual. And so you're not living in negativity anymore because you're not running from something that's keeping you in that negative space. That has totally been my experience. And in fact, it's so hard to connect with others when we're in that bubble of pressure built. And the pressure only comes if you're pushing against something and running from it. So like in my experience, I realized that was the saddest part to me once I started facing it all. I was so glad and relieved and proud of myself for being real, but I also felt this sense of sorrow because I had missed out on just being real with my husband, my kids, the people around me. And our minds can trick us. Like, I thought they wanted me to really be this image, this perfection. And they just wanted me. They wanted that like messiness, the stuff that were like, if someone knew this, like they wanted to just know that and be there in it. And like, what a cool relief. The people that know us the most, they want the realness, the rawness. They don't want anything else. And getting it out of the way, it's like, then I could start to accept myself, love, and just bond with them so much more, connect with them. That's when life really started to get rich for me, honestly.
You're so smart. Well said. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like what you just said, I'm still letting it sink in because I know it's an ongoing journey, but that has been the truth for me, where life really changed, where I started living really honestly with myself of what was real about me and some things I needed to accept about susceptibilities I had and things. Do you think also, in my mind, I think one reason why people want the real us, I guess not everyone wants the real us, but the people that don't, I don't think those are the people we want close in our lives anyways.
Yeah.
I also think there's a piece to it because they can relate to that. Because like when you share your messiness, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's cool. It's cool to share the messiness. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, you and I could be friends.
Yes.
Because I get that too. And all of a sudden I'm given this silent permission to also be like, oh yeah, I also suck at that.
I totally
And I
agree.
also worry about, this is what I lay awake at night sometimes and worry about, this is what I don't have figured out. And all of a sudden I feel less alone inside because, oh, I can share that. And like, you're still sitting here. You're not leaving. You're not moving away from me. You're not distancing yourself. So all of a sudden it's like this world of opportunity opens for, oh my gosh, like I don't have to run. I don't have to, like, you're still sitting, you know?
The sweetest moments of life I've ever experienced are what you're explaining. Yeah. You're putting that beautiful to words.
And just getting the fear out of the way of maybe I don't have to be afraid anymore.
And they know me and they see this and they're still calling me. They still want to be here and together. Yeah. And it's the biggest gift. And it blows me away. And I think it gives everyone else permission when we see the struggle we can still be successful people, accomplish what we want, and be a mess. Mm-hmm. Like those two things didn't used to go together for me. And it's not going to hold us back. Having the drama, the struggle, the sadness. And that is so encouraging when I see someone that's real and struggles. Because I realize, you know what, I can be out, you know, keynoting or whatever someone's huge goal is.
Yeah.
And the next day or even the next hour, you know, be crying or frustrated or yell or that's human. That's the gift that we show each other, you know, when we can. It's not easy, and it is totally such a process and a work I've found.
Well, and I think especially totally in the age of social media where we're seeing the highlight reels, which I don't think can be said enough. We can get a really warped perception of what real life is like, and so if you see someone at their best, whatever it is, whether it's keynoting, whether it's, you know, the baking all the cakes, right? Like all these, whatever it is, you know, having they're a homemaker, you know, the stylist, right? All those things, it really, I think, has warped our perception to think that that is their life all the time.
Yeah.
And so therefore my life, if they had any idea what my life is like all the time, right? Like this is one snapshot of me in your day today, right? Like we're in this nice fancy studio and it's super fun. We got our makeup on us and it's like, that's not what we looked like playing pickleball this morning. Right. Like, and I was super late and I was stressed about being late and I'm like, oh, why am I always late with my friends? And, you know, like there's all these.
Yeah. And last night I'm like looking for my teenager and crying. Yeah. And then we just show up and that's the reality.
Last night I told my husband, you know, we're driving home from thinking, I'm like, oh, I saw some kids and I'm like, I wonder how the kids are. And I got really sad because I have shared custody with my kids, you know, and I was just like, I'm sad. I don't want to think about this right now, right? Like that's the human experience. And yet that's not always what I share on social media, not because I'm not wanting to be real, but just there are also sacred moments in life and we don't owe that to everyone to share everything.
Yeah.
But I think we all need some people to share it too.
We do. And I've just kind of thought, I'm never going to know. I can't figure out what's real out there. If I try to, I could become obsessed with that. That could be a full-time job, right? Like, who's posting this and why is this? And for me, it's been such an invitation to just be like, this is Lyndsey. I need to do where I feel called and what I'm doing and like in my lane, because I don't even know what's real anymore with all of it. And we have AI and it's such an invitation to find what's really Lyndsey, what's really Julie. Like, what is life for me? What is meaning for me? You know, what is success? Because there's no way anymore to find it out there or from what other people are doing because who knows? And we need those key people to connect with.
Yeah.
You know, to get through it all.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And that's the human connection piece is so important for that. And I think is becoming even more important because of AI and because of the growth of social media and not knowing what's real, what's true. You can like literally AI generate things of yourself going on vacation. Also, like you could be watching people that are not even really doing it anymore. That's the world we live in. No more Christmas cards
that need to be made. You can just pull a picture. Family pictures are now done.
Can be you truly can be anyone you want to be now. So that's exciting, and not be authentic in any way, right? But it's not I think once you've felt the difference of living a super authentic, rich life where you're really honest with your strengths, with your weaknesses, always trying to get better, also having grace. Like as you figure that out and just find your worth that way, when you know the difference of what that feels like, you'll never trade it for the other. That's been my experience. I'm never going back to trying to put on masks as much as, and I think that's just
almost
a common,
like living black and white versus color. And even sometimes it's really even right.
Did you steal that from me?
Do you say that?
Yeah, just kidding.
Yes.
Seeing in high definition. It goes from black and white thinking to thinking color to thinking in high definition.
Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I picked up on it in a weird way.
Other people have talked about black and white thinking. It's fine.
I love it.
I just charge you later. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
It's fine.
I just did a little plug.
A little plug.
But it's true,
Yes.
right? It's like being in life or standing out watching life. And it's like at some point, and that's
You got
where
one life, man.
I had to be in it. I couldn't watch anymore from the sidelines. And if that meant I was going to be, I can't even picture something more scary than looking at everything I thought was my life, right? But it's like, it's worth it to be in it. If I'm going to be in it drowning, I have to be in it.
Absolutely. Well, and that's one reason, one thing with ICU Living that we're doing right now is we are starting a women's group that's specifically for women looking for this, like, just not comparison. We're not like, there's not one way we should live, but a community where we share and human connection, everything is rooted in that, in real, authentic human connection. It's not about giving each other advice. It's not about, you know what I mean? It's like, just like living real life and being connected and being real, sharing hard, yes, but also we're not doing that to wallow. We're not, to sit and blame our lives on other people, but like just have that real human connection that is just so healing, because it's to be seen so often. I don't think it's that we need to force happiness, right? Happiness isn't our business. Connection is. That's what I always say, like when I speak to companies and leaders, but I'm like, I feel like that's the same in our, so much of where the discomfort comes is trying to keep each other from experiencing negative emotion, or like letting you into that I have negative emotion. We're so afraid of that and feeling like we need to manage it.
And you're so ostracizing when we can't feel it.
Which goes back again to everything that's opposite of ICU Living, which is I am alone. No one could understand me. I'm alone. And if anyone really knew who I really am, then something bad would happen. So I need to cover it up. Like, what a sad way to live.
It's so real to feel that way too, right? Like we all have.
This is a dark, dark place.
Sometimes being even authentic is just facing that I might be fake right now, feeling fake.
Oh.
Isn't that a piece of authenticity too? It's not about,
I think a piece even saying is that
I'm always real, like every second.
Even like, I'm sure our conversation is slightly different right now because there's cameras rolling. Yeah. As much as I feel like I'm pretty dang comfortable being me in front of camera, I'm sure there's still a layer of, okay, like right before we started, like, I'm like, does my hair look dumb? Like, there's still a layer
We're
of,
not just sitting on the grass with a Diet Coke talking about whatever.
I never drink Diet Coke, so I don't drink
Yeah, that's not very authentic.
It's not good for you. I would never drink that. Right. But like, yeah, absolutely. And I think I've always really appreciated our friendship because I think you can feel from people that are trying to do that work and have found the value in it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how I always want to stay out of comparison, because it's just
worth it. And there's people out there that are here for it. Yes, girl.
Yes, girl,
and the work you're doing, I mean, that is so needed.
Thank you.
Spaces for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Just to be.
Was not planning on plugging this, but if you are a woman that is looking for what we're talking about, there is the wait list for the women's group that will be starting soon that is on icliving.com. And there is a pop-up there that we'd love to have you, depending on when you're listening to this, it may have started, but please hop on our wait list and we'll get you an email as soon as that's going and all the details of what that's going to entail. Lyndsey, do you have a mantra that's helped you kind of stay grounded as you've tried to live authentically and connect as the real you? Is there like a saying or an idea that you come back to?
Well, yes. And then I have to hurry and go online and get on your ICU waitlist living.
Thanks, girl. I didn't even pay you to say that.
I love it. No, I'm excited. I love it.
It's going to be a big deal
with what you're doing.
Thanks.
My biggest thing, when I'm feeling the pain and the struggle, that's when I used to hide. And that's when I tell myself, hey, Lyndsey, I've learned this pain is what I want to go through because I'm getting through something new. And so I'm like, guess what? And I guess this is the mantra. I'm like, I'm going to lean in even in this. Like, even in this challenge here, I'm still going to be Lyndsey, And when it feels so hard, I'm like, it still applies. It's never going to not apply to show up and to be Lyndsey. And the more uncomfortable it gets, I just have to keep saying it. Like, this is the challenge. It's here right now. Is this going to be the one I back away from and say, like, never mind, no. Like, this is my chance to stand in kind of
that's so
long,
cool.
but that is the vibe of it. And somehow I can keep stepping in, reminding myself, this could be a gift. Like, this could be getting me the places I've hoped and prayed to be able to get to. Like, it's uncomfortable to get to those.
100%. Well, there's just so much gold you said today. Thanks for speaking from your heart for things that I know that were really hard earned to understand and get to. And I don't think there's anything like understanding it by going through it yourself, but I feel like sharing it and having these kind of conversations, the reason we do is it's like what I wish someone would have told me. I know I wouldn't have understood in the same way, but maybe it would have, there's no regrets, but like anything that can help other people.
If I could have heard this
get
like
away from
years
that
ago,
crap I felt, I'm like, just do it. It's not worth it.
Yes. If anyone needs the permission, right? This is your chance. Like you can let it down. There's people like us. There's other people out there.
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on the podcast, Lyndsey V. We'll make sure to put where, if you want to find out more about Lyndsey and her life, we will put more in the show notes about that. She does some pretty cool things. Anything else you want to say?
Thanks for having me. We're all in it together. I hope that's obvious. Like, we are with each one of you out there and with each other, and we need that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Connection.
Absolutely. And hopefully that's what we want to instill in this place, is that there is no thing you need to do to feel of value, to feel seen. There's no person you need to be, no religion you need to follow, no, just being open-minded enough and willing to just sit with each other wherever you're at is really all you need to do to, I think, live, as I see it, the ICU way. And so thanks for being just such a great example of that.
Such a mic drop, Julie. Thanks
for
having me.
Drop.
That was a great one.
I can't pick this up. I will ruin everything. Thanks everybody for being here for this conversation on the ICU Living podcast. And I'm not going to go get a Diet Coke now because I wouldn't do that. Maybe it'll be on the next episode.
I'm going to go get one then.
Okay. Just kidding. We definitely are. Thanks for being here on the podcast, and we'll see you next time on ICU.